Hi, this is Steve from Coin Stuff I Like, bringing you another video, part 16 in the Carson City Stuff I Like series. This one, I want to show you some sesquicentennial pieces that I have from 2020. Um, and before we get to that, just a little bit of background. You should know this, or we know this. The sesquicentennial. I'm going to try to say that right every time in this video, by the way. Um, is the 150th anniversary, and usually applied to the first of or the last of, in most cases. Um, and pertaining to our topic of Carson City stuff I like, the very first coins were minted in Carson City at the Carson City Mint in 1870, which makes 2020 the Sesquicentennial. Um, this is what they produced in 1870, among other things, but the very first coin that was minted at the Carson City Mint was a Seated Liberty dollar. Um, and that was done on February 10th, 1870. It just so happens that this coin that I have, the die markers and the studies that have been done, put this in emission sequence 1, which means this was the first set of dies to produce dollars. So this was produced sometime in close approximation to that February 10th, 1870 date. And of course, it's 150 years old. So fast forward to 2020, and it's the 150th anniversary. That's the sesquicentennial. Um, and there are various commemorations of that sesquicentennial of the Carson City Mint first coinage production. And I want to go through those. So the first one is Dan Carr at Moonlight Mint produced this incredible metal. It's 1 ounce 999 silver, so it's about a dollar size American Silver Eagle size. I didn't measure the diameter. It's in a MS-70 holder. The mintage was 88. He produced 88 of these, and this is the one that I'm really happy to have in my Carson City collection because it's just an incredibly beautiful piece. On the obverse, he has Sesquicentennial Carson City Mint, first production. He has the CC Mint mark and the DC, Dan Carr Mint mark. Image of the Carson City Mint building, the dates, and a beautiful, very accurate relief map that includes Lake Tahoe, Carson City, or Carson City right here, Virginia City about 16 miles away, Carson Valley, Washoe Valley, just an incredible obverse. And the reverse is equal to the task in terms of beauty. And it says first coinage at Carson City Mint, and it has the production over the years of the quarters, the halves, and the silver dollars, along with the gold, half eagle, eagle, and double eagle, and the total face value. And on this is also a smaller version, replica of the 1870 Seated Liberty dollar. So the first coin to be minted at Carson City Mint. Beautiful, beautiful coin that this is of the sesquicentennials. This is the one I'm really happiest with because it's just a beautiful metal It's a metal. It's in metal format. Also, at the Carson City Mint, the old Carson City Mint, which is now part of Nevada State Museum and houses coin press number one, they produced that year, 2020, they produced a metal. And the metal was a sesquicentennial medal, 1870-2020. It was struck on coin press number one, which is still at the Carson City Mint, Nevada State Museum. It's done on a $half size, a 999 50-cent planchet, and on the reverse of the coin is an image of the Carson City Mint with the dates, and an image of Abe Curry, who was the first superintendent of the mint. So there is that one. It's in proof 69 decam in a annex holder. That year, Carson City Mint, the old Carson City Mint, Nevada State Museum, also produced this one, which is a coin, a copy of a 50-cent piece, $half seated Liberty from 1870. So this one here, because it's a copy, Annex would not holder it. I submitted it, but they sent it back because it was a copy. Plainly says copy there. So I self-slabbed this. This is also on a 50-cent size planchet, 999 silver. I'm going to go back a slide. This one here, I don't know the mintage. It was produced pretty much for a broader period of 2020 as part of the Sesquicentennial celebration of the Carson City Mint, first coinage. This one here, I can't confirm this 100%, but this one here was produced only in February of 2020, only for a few weekends, if I remember right, maybe even only on one or two dates. So this one, I think, has a lower mintage, although I don't know the mintage of this particular piece. But it's really nice. It's struck on coin press number one at Old Carson City Mint, and it's a copy of a seated Liberty $half, which was also produced in 1870. So another commemorative, so to speak, or a sesquicentennial commemorative. And then the last one I want to show you is another Dan Carr piece where Dan Carr nearly annually has an open house at the Moonlight Mint and gives away these particular gifts where he'll take, in this case, a Ike dollar, but also did it on $half and did it on small dollars, even did it on tokens and scraps of silvers, rolled silver. So he produced a number of this, a total of 85 of these double struck pieces were given out at the moon were produced and given out at open house. Not all of them were Ike dollars, only a few. So I don't know the mintage of this this is double struck on an Ike dollar. I don't know that, but I know the total number of pieces was only 85 for this. And the reason I have this is, I'm an Ike nut as much as I'm a Carson City nut. So, and those videos are coming. And there'll be Ike stuff I like in that case. But this one here, he used a shrunken down version of the obverse die of his sesquicentennial medal. And then, of course, he used the Moonlight Mint Open House die for the reverse. So this one to me has special meaning because it's part of the sesquicentennial period of 2020, and it has both an Ike, the base coin as 74D Eisenhower dollar, and it has the obverse shrunken form of the obverse die used to produce the sesquicentennial medal that Dan Carr produced that year. So some great pieces. And so in fact, 1870 was the first, so that's the 150th anniversary of the first coins produced at Carson City Mint. But since then, we've gone through a number of other years of 150th anniversary. It's just not the first coins. And next year will be the 150th anniversary of the 1875 coinage. So this one, 150 years old in 2021. This one in 2022, 150 years old. This one in 2023. That one in 2024, this year. And this series, and I'll post the link for this video, the 1875 2 dimes, 1 20-cent piece, quarter, half, and dollar set that I have. Next year, that's 150 years old. And so, with having said that, I want to just vent just a little bit about centennial, sesquicentennial, etc., as it pertains to Carson City. Well, in 2021, the U.S. Mint did the Morgan dollar 100th anniversary. Well, it had nothing to do with Carson City other than putting a privy mark down here because it was the 100th anniversary of the first peace dollar. It was the centennial of the first Denver silver dollar of any sort, which happened to be a Morgan. So the very first Denver struck silver dollar was in 1921. And it was the centennial of the last San Francisco and Philly Morgan. But it had nothing to do. Carson City was the produced Morgans from 1878 to 1893, and the coinage was 1870 to 1893. So it had nothing to do with this. There's no centennial involved. This was just to capture all the different mints that were produced the Morgans, but there was no anniversary. So sorry for that little rant. Let's get on with the 4 sesquicentennial pieces that I want to show you on video. All right, I'll start off with the Dan Carr Moonlight Mint piece, struck on a 999 silver planchet. It has edge lettering, which I'm not going to be able to show, but here is the coin. Very, very intricate, very detailed, accurate relief map of the area around Lake Tahoe. It's very, very nice. And on the other side, it's actually in metal format here. Very intricate. It gives the details about the production here and here. And then a small overstamp of a seated Liberty silver dollar. Very beautiful. Very bright. Sorry about that. Very bright. There we go. Back and focus. Next one, next two will be the Carson City pieces, and there we go. This was their commemorative medal, which was on a 999 silver planchet, $50 size planchet, and you can see Sesquicentennial, 1870 to 2020 on the top. Coin press number 1, Carson City Mint. And then on the reverse is Abe Curry, the first superintendent of the Carson City Mint, and an image of the Carson City Mint up above. Proof, DCAM 69. The next one is, I sent it to Annex and they would not put it in a holder because it's a copy. It was made off of coin press number 1. It's minted there, struck there, on a 999 silver 50-cent size planchet. And it is a copy of a Seated Liberty, 1870 Seated Liberty, has copy written on it. Seated Liberty dollar. Even a little bit, if I rotate this, there's the coin, and if I flip it over, you can see there's a little bit of die rotation. Cameo, deep cameo actually. And this was also being produced at the same time as the medal. They only did this for a very short period of time. I don't know the mintage of it though. The last piece for the video is going to be another Dan Carr piece. This was, Dan Carr has an open house at the Moonlight Mint pretty much annually, and he'll produce some pieces, some gift pieces for the open house. In this case, in 2020, it was the Sesquicentennial, and we already saw his medal that he produced. For his open house that year, he struck on top of an Ike dollar. Now, you know, coin stuff I like. I love the Carson City, but I also love me some Ike stuff. And this piece I had to have because it was overstruck on a Ike dollar. And you can see there on your left, there is a miniature version of that medal, the obverse of his medal. And on the back is the open house reverse that he has. And so there's the obverse of that Ike. And then on the reverse, same thing. There's the miniature obverse of that medal on the reverse of the Ike. So I had to have this one because it would combine the Sesquicentennial along with overstrike on an Ike. All right, so let's get back to the slides and conclude this video. All right, there's the video of these 4 pieces, and I'm really happy to have in my collection. And in particular, this Dan Carr Sesquicentennial piece. My only regret is that the U.S. Mint didn't do a Sesquicentennial piece commemorating the Carson City Mint's first coinage. They didn't have to mint it in Carson City, but it would have been nice if they did a Sesquicentennial of the Carson City Mint's first coinage. In any case, I'm so happy to have all of these. that commemorate the sesquicentennial. I'm really happy to have these two pieces. Mintage unknown. I think this one is a pretty low mintage, but struck on coin press number one for both of those. So there's a connection here that I really enjoy, and I appreciate the opportunity to share them with you. Thank you for watching. Remember, buy stuff you like, but be smart about what you buy. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.